Good morning, Warriors. It's Coach Beagle here. Today we're going to be going over why home workouts tend to not work. As Coach Beagle here, this is WarriorResults.com, where I help husbands lose weight, gain muscle, and get abs so that they can live happily ever after with their true love. All right, so this is something that is probably not going to be the last time you hear this going forward. So let me start you off with a story. I was 2 days ago, I was going into the gym. I work out at a 24-hour facility where you have to swipe to get in. And I was walking up, this was like close to 5 o'clock in the morning. This is on the weekend on a Saturday, and there's usually nobody there. And so this is, I'm usually the first one there on the weekends at usually like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I go walking up to it, and I could see the card reader. There's usually a little red light that's on that lets you know, like, hey, I'm open for swiping, and but the light was off, so I'm like, oh, that card reader's broke. So I'm swiping, obviously nothing happens, and then I kind of like, I won't say like mini freak out, but I was just like, oh no, I can't go to the gym. Like I was kind of excited that morning to go work out, and I'm like, I gotta go back home. Like I gotta work out at home, like. I don't mind working out at home. It's just like I prefer the gym. I don't know about you, but I just prefer working out at the gym. And I'm going to tell you what this has to do with today's topic. So all of a sudden I looked, and the door that opens, it's usually there's a deadlock there that connects to the other door, and I noticed that it was, I don't know what made me look there, but I'm like, that looked a little funny. Now it usually looks like it does, and I just opened up, shoop, and it opened right up. So the manager or the work knew that the card reader was broke, so they just left it unlocked for us super early morning worker outers. So it's kind of, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I go in, and they got like these automatic sensor lights in there that like normally they're off if nobody's in there. But I was sorry, I got something in my eye. But I was walking in, also all the lights turn on, doom, doom, doom. And then so I started working out by myself there at the gym. And then about like 20 minutes later, like another guy comes in. And then soon after that, another guy comes in. I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, wonder what would happen if I just gave up, like right there. And it wasn't even really giving up, like, because the door's locked, I can't get in. But I'm like, what if I headed back home and did my workout at home? What would have, would those guys have tried it? Would those guys turned around and went home themselves? I'm like, curious. I kind of like, that one guy, that's a topic in and of itself, but the one guy saw me inside, so obviously he walked up to it and tried swiping, but didn't obviously work for him. So it was like, in his mind, it was, I know it's possible that to get in there because I see somebody in there, so there's something must be wrong. So he probably tried the door himself too. So going forward, that is separate from today's lesson I want to talk to you about, but that is one of the key ingredients to motivation success. For motivation, this is the Warrior Motivation Show, but what you need to do is start filling your head with stories of it's possible. Start filling your head with stories of people that have done it before, people that have forged the path before you, going forward. And because a lot of times, like for me, I was there myself, so I started off my chubby husband journey already being really healthy, already being really fit as a personal trainer bodybuilder. Got married, let myself go, put on 65 pounds of fat. And when I started my chubby husband to hot husband journey, for me, I had the belief in myself that it was possible just because of that going forward. So if you need that for yourself, that's a tip for you, okay? Be like, oh, I know it's possible because so-and-so did it. All right, 98% of people that start a home workout, they buy something online, they buy something on infomercial, and within 3 weeks, they stop doing it. 3 weeks. This is on a Shark Tank episode. The guys were pitching a product, like a home gym type thing. I forget what they call it. Trainer 3000. I don't know what it was. And they're like, look how awesome this thing is. Look at all you can do with this. You can do that. And they'll sit back and they're like, all right, are you aware? Now this is the sharks talking. Are you aware that 98% of people that buy a home workout piece of equipment fail, stop using it after 3 weeks? And like, the guy's like, yeah. And he's like he didn't really have a comeback for that. So you start a home workout at home. It's a 90% chance. Are you going to be the 98% or are you going to be the 2%? And this is after thousands of studies or thousands of cases. I don't know how long commercials have been around, but we're talking multiple years of this going on. Why does 98% fall off? I'm super guilty of this. I don't know about you. I don't want to make fun of my wife because I love her to death. I love her dearly. She was going on a spurt where it was like buying one exercise equipment, buy another exercise equipment, and it just kind of like just piles up, sets around. I was working at this one guy at this one job, and he just bought a new house, and he got all moved in, and he was giving us a tour. This is after he all moved in, showing us his new house. And we go, he's like, oh, there's this room, and then here's this room. And he opens up a room, and it's all exercise equipment. It's all like infomercial stuff. It's all like just do this one thing each day. It was a lot of like ab stuff. I'm trying to remember some of the stuff. It was all equipment. And the guy, I don't want to give the name out in case he's not cool with me sharing the story, but he's like, yeah, this is the wife's exercise equipment buying room. It was just full of all this stuff. So, this has been going on for as long as I remember. Why is this happening? Why is this 98% fail? Just so when you start a home workout program, just know that you're up against this. And you kind of got to ask yourself why. And it's not difficult to combat this, to be in the 2%, if you know what you're doing. Most people have no idea. They just get on the initial motivation kick. Oh, look at this cool thing. They play around with it for average of 3 weeks. They keep at it, and then boom, they just drop off. All right, so we got this thing going on in our brain. This is psychology. I got a degree in psychology, and I'm going to quote one of my favorite students / clients. This is when I was personal training at the club, and I had everybody's always asking me what I can do for abs. What do I do for abs? And so I would write up an ab program for them to do at home. Okay. Notice the words I use there. To do it at home. And they were doing it at home. And whip up a piece of paper. Here, do this. 5 minutes each morning. Just do this. And I got to Diane. Is her name. I'm like, how about you, Diane? You need a home workout, ab home workout program? And she's like, Eric, that's not what home is for. Home is for being comfortable. And I was like, oh! Can you see that? Yeah, being comfortable. And all of a sudden, it stuck. All of a sudden, it made sense why 90% of home workouts fail. And as soon as she told that, I was like, she's right. I immediately thought to my very first experience of this. My mom came home with a stationary bike and from like a garage sale, and she put it in the basement, and she kind of transformed the basement into like a mini workout room. And before long, like that thing didn't get touched, and Dad used it as a coat hanger, as a coat rack. We grew up making wood. We had a wood furnace, so it ended up becoming like one of the things that held the wood in place. So it's just like, oh yeah, you're right. Home is for being comfortable. We have this thing going on in our brain called compartmentalization. And so when we go to the gym, we have one thing to do, okay? When we're at home, we have about 1 million things to do. And home is for being comfortable. It is. Today's episode's a lot of stories. I remember working at McDonald's, and I was a manager at McDonald's during my high school days. And I was told, like, one of the girls' shifts was done, and I was like, okay, go home, and go home to ya. And there's always that phrase of, hey, go home, go home, go home. And so home is that big, like, safety spot from the world. Like it's where you go home to be comfortable, where you relax, where you rejuvenate, where you do all that. As soon as you start taking stuff out of the workout world and start putting it into the home world, it tends to not work. Now, this kind of refers to people that, because it doesn't even have to be like, so for me, I don't even like working out. I just do it. We'll talk about that some other time. But because I've seen it happen, you've probably seen it happen too. People that actually like working out, they love it. What do these 2% people do that's working? First up, you kind of got to know what's going on here with this being comfortable stuff. There's another story. I think it was Ernest Hemingway. Shoot, can't remember his name. One of my favorite authors. I'm blanking on it. He actually hates writing. He wrote The Graveyard Book, American Gods. Neil Gaiman. Whew, close one. Neil Gaiman. He was on a Tim Ferriss episode where he actually shared this, where he doesn't even like writing, but he's so good at it. And when he's doing it, then he like gets in the kick of it. But there's this all this build up of like, on do it. So he actually goes and he, I don't know if he rents a hotel room or something. I'll have to listen to the episode again. But he basically takes everything out of this room except for a computer / typewriter. And he will actually, like, there's no TV, there's no nothing. And so he actually chooses, so for him it's being bored, boring, just sitting there doing nothing. He's so bored. Or it's writing. He has no other choice but to write or sit there and be bored. That's it. No books to read, no cell phone, no internet connection. And he'll actually be like, I don't want anything else to do but that. Boom. So you go with that. You got to kind of do that with your home workouts if you want to be in the top 2%. You have to take a separate room, and this separate room exists only for working out, okay? And you do this. And the other big point, number 2, is you have to same time, you have to like schedule it in. You have to be at the same times, like every morning, 5 a.m. to 5:30. This is where I'm gonna be. This is what I'm doing. This is where I want to be. And then after that, so that's just getting the workout in. After that, you need to like make sure your workout's working, so that way your workout itself is giving you motivation going forward. Okay, like you have to see like you're progressing. Is it working or not? Because if you don't like doing it, and if it's not working, it's just a matter of time before you fall off. And that's the big problem with a lot of these exercise things that people buy online or buy on infomercials. I remember growing up, it was just the ab roll thingy. You know, all it was like you sat there and you just put your elbows into it and you held onto that bar. You just rolled it forward, and they were selling this thing like it was the second coming of Jesus Christ. It was just like, this is the greatest thing ever. Just do this every morning, and you're gonna have 6-pack abs. Just do this little thing. You just hold on to it. You just roll it forward, right? And so it was. People do that, okay, and they start. You know, for 3 weeks they're hitting it pretty good. They're doing the ab roller thing pretty good. Remember the other one was the actual ab roller. Oh, it's in my other room. Where it's like a wheel, 2 wheels, and you hang on to it and you just roll it forward and bring it back. They're actually doing it pretty good for 3 weeks, okay? But by that time, the results haven't come in. It takes too long, and they haven't got the results in 3 weeks. And there's other things that they got to do besides that as well, that they probably know what to do and know, but don't want to. Cool. I remember. Never mind. This is good enough for today. So that's the cool things. Okay. Homers for being comfortable. Okay. Just kind of ask yourself this question as you go about your day. What does home exist for me? What does home mean to me? What is it all about for me? Okay. Sometimes there's no time, because when you're at home, there's just so much to do to doing it. But then also, if you want your home workouts to work, those 2 things. It's got to be in a separate room where there's nothing else that exists in this room besides that workout. Okay, like that's the workout room. And then it's gotta be same times, set times each day. And then after that, when you do that, then it is you just kick in with the Warrior Motivation Method. And there, I wrote a book. Kick it in. Warrior Motivation Method. Go to warriormotivationbook.com where you get the book, where you find out if you need more help with that home workout with that going forward. Just go to warriormotivationbook.com and that will get you your book to find out if you need more help getting your workout in after that. Cool? It's been awesome hanging with you. We'll see you there, and good luck.